Good morning, Hit Nation, folks, cats, and everything in between and beyond. My name is Roy, the host of Happenings, the only host, as far as I'm concerned, in the history of the internet, who fully and wholeheartedly admits that he has no idea what he's talking about, but he tries. But the question is it a good morning indeed? And my answer is it depends. It depends on a few factors. But for Heat fans, it's not a good morning. Shams reported, again, right? I don't talk about trades. I don't talk about potential. I don't talk about trade rumors. I don't talk about, I honestly don't talk about things that I myself am not comfortable saying I would want to trade this for that. I would say, if I got a report today saying that the Miami Heat is open to trading Jovic, trading Jaime Hackes, trading Rozier, which is something that we've been talking about here, it wouldn't surprise me. But when we get Shams reporting that Jimmy Butler himself is open and the Miami Heat is opening the doors to Jimmy Butler trade proposals. So Jimmy Butler's era with the Miami Heat seems to be coming to an end. And the reason I say that is because Barry Jackson reported again, as they had already reported before, that Jimmy Butler's agent said that Jimmy Butler will not opt in at the end of the season, and that he does have preferred destinations in Dallas and the Golden State Warriors. Those are the two teams that he has intentions of going to. It makes me sad because as much as this is a business and as much as after all of the kind of smoke cleared up, a lot of people understand why LeBron James left Miami, regardless of that being justified or not, but because this is a business. Understanding that Jimmy Butler was not offered a max extension because he didn't show commitment. The truth is that he didn't show commitment. He wasn't healthy, and he didn't show commitment through the regular seasons, the last three regular seasons, I would say. And from Ethan Skolnick, the report is, which is another thing I wanted to see what 5 Reasons Sports had to say, because, somebody close to the situation could be saying, what is this prompted for? This is horrible timing for a team that's finally getting its stuff together, for a team that's finally coming to the point where they can actually rely on Jimmy Butler during the regular season, where we can see that we have Bam, Hero, Butler, and Duncan Robinson playing very well for three games, not consecutive, but 2 consecutive games, and they had a great one against the Raptors, the first game as well. And then all of a sudden, with the chemistry seemingly finally there, because this front office was incompetent in getting a good team around Jimmy Butler, because of many reasons, but we understand what led to this. There were a series of mistakes in the past that happened, and there were a series of duds, getting Depot, getting Lowry, and now getting Rozier, meaning we failed 3 times at getting a decent point guard that fits. It doesn't have to be seamlessly. It could take some time for adaptation, but then afterwards that person fits with the team and actually works. No, now Rozier is relegated to the bench. So I can see why Jimmy Butler looks around and says, this is not a team that's going to contend for championship. I deserve a ring. If there is anyone in this association that deserves a ring, other than perhaps the most classic ones, I think, is Jimmy Butler. Because playoff Jimmy is no joke. This is a guy that during the regular season, he plays like a top 20 player, top 15, and sometimes top 10. But in the playoffs, is at the top of the top of the top of the cream of the crop in the NBA. And especially because I think he's going to Dallas, it just basically means that not only the season is over pretty much for us, because look, we might get some young talent, we might get some assets to replenish our stock, but nothing that we get is going to salvage the season, because we're not trading Jimmy Butler for another superstar, right? That's not necessarily what's going to happen, although Jimmy Butler wants a max. So salary wise, it would make sense that we could get somebody good for him, but I don't know who we can get for him, especially if we're shipping him to Dallas, for example. Who are we going to get from Dallas that's going to make a difference? Or what kind of team trade can work so that we can actually be contending? Because the truth is this. I immediately went to Raf and for my pals, the Raf being the co-owner of this channel and the editor, and I immediately spoke with them and what they, and another guy, Josh Howard from the Facebook group. By the way, join that Facebook group. There's so many good, level-headed people with their very down to earth, their feet touching the ground, and not just tra-la-la in the limbo. Josh Howard, Jimmy Matt, they both said the same thing. If we're going to lose this guy anyway, it just makes sense. So obviously, if we're going to lose him, this is the right thing to do. Should we trade Jimmy Butler? Is the question that you have on the thumbnail is a moot question. We don't want to. I don't think fans want to trade Jimmy Butler. Jimmy Butler has carried this team to a playoff in every single one of the seasons that he came here, and in 5 before this season, 5 seasons before this one, he took us to 2 NBA finals and 3 conference finals. There's just no way that we cannot put respect on his name, and there's just no way that the front office failed him so many times. And there's so much romanticism going around. Look, this guy just lost his dad last year. I knew it a long time before because of some connections that I have that are no longer there, and they're indirect connections, not connections to the Heat itself. I knew it because of my wife, but again, right, that's not relevant anymore. That's not a connection that I have now. So he wants to win a chip, and if he wants to win a chip and you put him in Dallas, Dallas is a contender, because Luka can slack off, Kyrie can slack off, Jimmy in the playoffs is not going to slack off. It's going to be just something to behold. Whether or not that team can beat the Celtics, yeah, 4-0, they can beat the Celtics. Whether they will or not, it's a different story. And again, if it does go to the Mavs and the Heat is not contending for a championship, I want him to win a championship because he deserves it. I don't have the feelings that a lot of people had and fostered for LeBron. But it is a sad day for us, because it kind of gives us the surety that we were uncertain that Jimmy Butler doesn't want to stay with us anymore. Now, if we offer him a max, is he choosing to extend? He's already said that he wants to opt out. He already said that he has preferred destinations. Is this a stir? Is this something that is just smoke? I don't think so. Barry Jackson doesn't think so. Ethan Skolnick said that Barry Jackson has a great relationship with Jimmy Butler's agent. Jimmy Butler is gone. Jimmy Butler is gone player plane. Stay safe, stay dry, stay as happy as possible in this very complicated world of ours, including the NBA now, or at least yours, your Miami Heat. And let's go Heat.